away from there, Cassie. Let's come up to me, darling. And we'll come back to the kind of the one light, but now we'll bring separation in. And why am I going to bring separation in? Well, the first thing is, if I just shoot the first image, and I basically shoot quite low and up, you're going to be looking just off towards them for me. That's gorgeous there. I'm just going to kind of shoot the image quite, so she's in the bottom right, or on the right hand side of the frame, I should say. So again, the first thing that we should be doing, of course, is metering to make sure that exposure was the same. Why? Because we've moved it. But if you look, what I did was I kept the distance pretty much the same here. If you haven't got a meter, that's a lot of work, because you're going to look on the back of the camera, you're going to go, oh, it's a bit too dark, I'll increase the power, or I'll move it closer in. And when we refer to kind of going closer, if I want to increase the power without any more coming out of the gun, perhaps our batteries are dying and so on, we could just move that forward. And if we move it forward a complete step, that is a stop. So if you're into photography like I am, you'll know that the difference in the apertures, f4, bigger is 5.6, bigger is 8 and 11 and 16 and 22 and so on, but there's thirds of stops between those. So again, we need to know the distance. So just so we can work in an accurate way, let's measure. So let's meter here. I would always encourage you, can just move up to there, darling. There you go. Perfect. There's a little, you can't see it, but there's a little kind of line just going across the stage, and it pretty much means that I know that if I had a group of kids to photograph in here, that all I need to do is get them near to that line, and my exposure is going to be consistent the whole time. There we go. A quick tip. I only measured that once, but I should have done it twice. Measuring towards the light at the light source as well. The reason I measure twice the majority of the time, or pretty much all of the time, is thank you to my woodwork teacher at the age of 11 in school, Mr. McCreary. He wasn't into photography, but he was into getting the measurement right to begin with. And he used to shout at me so much from one side of the classroom to the other in woodwork and metalwork, because he took both of them. Clegorn, measure it twice and cut it once and it'll fit. And it kind of gets ingrained. I didn't realise that it meant for the rest of my life that everything I did, whether it was fitting a skirting board or actually taking a measurement with a flash, that would be the same. So let's kind of just bring in our little secondary flash. This is what we're going to use now as separation. This too has a receiver on the top. This is that Elinchrom Skyport that I was on about to you. It's in manual mode as well. And we have to measure it to be less than our working aperture. So in other words, remember we had f4.5 on that one. We want this light here to be less than. So 3.2 is close, and probably enough in fact, but I just want to kind of just add a little bit more edge to it. If it's equal to, it would mean that it would bleach out the side of the skin here, okay, because it's flesh. Whether it's black skin or white skin, or it's a metal surface or a white surface with it, what it does, as the light hits it, it refracts off, okay, it reflects it off. And there's a saying that says the light from behind will appear twice as bright. That's why if she was in a wedding dress here, beautiful white, and the sun was coming in from there, you measure the sunlight go into her face, looks great, you've got the correct exposure with it, you take the photograph, because the angle of the dress, all of a sudden it bleaches out. And it's because of the angle of reflectancy. That's all that's doing. Benefit here, of course, I can at any stage, if I had an assistant on this light, just move this light a little bit away or a little bit close to change, obviously, the quality of the amount of light coming through. So that's pretty much there. That is set at 2/3 of a stop less. I'm just going to go for that similar shot, just to show the separation. So let's kind of do it. That's gorgeous there. Focusing on the face. Excellent. Let's have a little look and watch for the line just going down the back of the neck. Can you see it? I'll go closer in, and we'll go monochrome to do the same thing, just so you can really see it. And it'll just kind of give you this the separation. Because some of the shots she was against that white background behind, it didn't look as bad. So in other words, there was a natural separation going there. But because here I've come down lower to shoot it with the dark background, now we can see why that separation really does help us. So straight at me, please, Cassie. Let's go the hands on the hips, real diva. Straight at me with the eyes, darling. That's gorgeous there. Let's do it. And one more again, lowering the chin again. Straight at me with the eyes. Keep it. Excellent. Let's just take my glasses off so I can see the next shot. Let's do the same shot again, looking off towards here now, Cass. I love this background behind. Remember, I'm zooming here to give the editorial feeling. However, if I didn't want to open up this perspective, this wide angle kind of look, then obviously I would have walked backwards as far as I could go with the cable. But you can see that each of those shots gives us this lovely separation to create and control. And that is what it is as photographers. We need to create and control. So we've got a young volunteer, I believe he's going to come up on stage. You come in. If you leave your camera with Dad, you can use mine. These sessions and the live on kind of the stand, I always choose a young photographer. And the reason I choose a young photographer, that pretty much adults are stupid, as a rule of thumb. We think we know better than me, and they'll do their own thing. So I kind of prove it that if we can kind of, you're not stupid really, I was just kidding. But if I can kind of direct a young photographer into doing the kind of image and kind of get them to stop, look, and change what they're trying to achieve, then we can kind of push them down a direction without training sheep. I don't train sheep. There, you're fine. Okay, as a Welshman, that sounds a bit wrong, but I don't train sheep. I train technique. That's different. So it means that I don't know your name, sorry. Come on in, Matthew. Matthew, where are you from? Birmingham. Come on in. Excellent. I can't do that accent really. He just threw his voice. How long have you been taking photographs for?
Probably since May last year.
May last year, so you're a pro. Yeah, you ask all the pros out there and they would say everybody thinks they're a photographer nowadays. It's not true, okay? We know we're photographers. Let's worry the pros, that's our job. If they're not better than us, they should be worried. I would be worried. Yeah, that's the key thing with it. Get better. So what kind of photography do you take?
For pets.
Pets.
Wildlife.
Wildlife. Jay's a bear. That's our videographer, one of our videographers, Bear, so he's natural wildlife, we could get him up. Have you ever photographed a ballerina before? Yes? No? Okay. What would you like to do with her? Keep it clean.
I probably like her in a pose where she's like kind of divish, like...
A diva-ish pose?
Yeah, so you have to be like full of attitude, like really angry.
Full of attitude. I should mic him up, in fact, it'd be a lot better than me. Where should we put her in the stage? Back there? I agree with you. Let's pull it back there, yeah? Okay, stop. If we go too close to the background, what we'll do is obviously not only start to cast a shadow on there, but it'll stop us from separating. That's the only thing we've got to remember at that point with it. So, suggest that we just bring you forward just a little bit, if that's okay with you, photographer, yeah? I'm just assistant at this point, yeah? So we've got to bring that in. So bring it in for me. If you drop it, it's about 1,100 quid, so don't worry, your dad will pay you, sir. Okay, just bring it in. Come on, it's not that heavy. Maybe that's cool. Right, I need that light at 45 degrees. If you come where I am, come here. Is that going to hit her? It's not, is it? Because she's there and we're here. It would hit us great. So we need to move that light in 45 degrees. Get out of the way, you. If you literally become a ballerina and you stand up with your hand like that, that's 45 degrees. All right? So if you come by here for me again. No, you don't have to do it. She'll do it. If you put your 45-degree hand up, put your hand up for me. There you go. No, not you, her. So that's the kind of position that we've got. Agreed on that? Okay. What's the next thing we're going to do you think? Measure the light? Agreed. It wasn't a prompt, it was just a suggestion. That was always it. Okay, so meter, that's our ISO, shutter speed, and that's our aperture, okay? So we want to work around about 4.5 if we can, and the reason being is that lens I was on about before. Press the button there, and it goes to 0, then we don't need to press it again. If you hold that by the ugly face here, and then I press the test, it'll come up with the number. I'm just going to turn that light away a minute. That's yours. It's not a gift. Your dad will be buying you one from First Cameras at the end, but it'll be fine. So if you put it up by the face, she won't bite you much. Right by the face. So I suggest that you hold it at the end. Don't drop it. It's 100 quid. And it's mine. Okay, there. And we meter. I press the test button. What's that give us? No, all we're interested in is 4.5, is that aperture, yeah? Because we've set everything up. Double test it though, put it back by the face again. Right by the face, she won't kiss you. 5.6, test it again in case. 5, do it again. Get your meter in the same place, 5.6, and once more. 5.6, okay. So, we need to adjust our aperture or adjust the flash. In this case, we'll adjust the aperture. Okay with you? Right, so let's put that to 5.6, which is on a Canon, the wheel at the back, and then I'm going to press it to on so you don't change it. At this point, that's going around your neck, just in case you drop it. I'll take that one, and let's see how you hold a camera. Show me how you hold a camera. Awesome. Shoot it. Ignore me, I'm not here, neither are they. Is the focus spot wrong? Shall I put the focus spot into another place for you? Hang on a minute. That's one of the difficult parts with a new camera if you're not used to it. It's just the focus spots. There we go, let's go again. Excellent. Did it fire? What are we looking for? Before you see it, what's the shot? Is it horizontal?
It's slightly tilted.
A little tilt, okay. And is there space on the sides or above?
Probably
A bit of both? Okay, let's have a look. Not bad, is it? But to develop, have you seen it? It's pretty cool. To develop that, turn it to the vertical position. Okay, you can do that in two ways, either up or down. Because if you look about it, we've got a lot of wasted space on the right-hand side there, haven't we? Yeah. However, if that was a double-page magazine spread, the only thing, carry on, ignore me, I'm just here for the beer. All we really need to do is move her across towards the left more, just a tilt of the camera, and it would have done the same thing. Brilliant. But can you zoom in again to give me that same crop that you had on the first shot? Because there now we've lost the feet. Yeah. That's when you get sued. Did you take it, yeah? I'm waiting. Or was there another shot? Okay, can you just see here? There's crop positions. That's a crop position, just above the knee, okay? So that's really what we want there, and then we can have the space. Let's have a go again. So with the feet cropped off there, you'd get sued. If it was a wedding, there's nothing worse than how many of us have seen wedding photographs, and you've either lost some of the bride's head or some of the feet. It's kind of guaranteed. No rush, Matthew, honestly. Did he? Hey, is she rubbish? You don't like the zoom? He doesn't want an expensive camera, Dad. He's fine. Yeah? Let's have a look. So what was wrong with it? Yeah, because you're turning the zoom. I think that's all that was. So don't touch the zoom and walk backwards to get that same crop. Look through it, though. Do you need to move back up more? I'll tell you when we're on the true print path. Have you seen that ad where they all fall in the pool? Yeah. I fell off a wall on a wedding doing that, and he missed it. Yeah. I got up photographing. Did you shoot it? Excellent. Let's have a look. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Right. Let's bring separation in. Yeah. So we're gonna go for some colour. Let's get rid of the brolly. Didn't you, Jay? You didn't film when I fell off a wall and I got up photographing. You could have earned yourself 250 quid on Beatles about as well, couldn't you? Was more worried about his own safety than getting the photograph. Right, let's get a little bit of coloured gel. And we're just going to attach that to the front. I do like the red. And the only reason I really like this red here is because of the grey background that we've got in the background here. I think it really does complement it. So I'm just going to attach one of the other accessories we saw this morning. Do you remember when we were here? It was the Honnold, and it was just going into the coloured gels. Remember never to attach your gel too tight, because if it's very tight, it will melt onto your speed light. So let's just light the back of the background. Get a little bit of power there. Right, should we do a test shot before we meet to that? Let's have a look. Let's put it to colour as well. Hang on a second. Do you know how to turn these to colour? Okay, on the Canon, there's like a little wheel. We touch that one there, and you can see that was in my custom mono. If you turn that one round, it goes to the standard monochrome, the colours, that one, and then we just press OK. If we press it again, it's there. Let's do that. So let's have a look. Shoot the shot. You can do it, Matthew. This is worth £1 million. Let's have a look. So we're going to see colour. We're obviously going to see the grey background now go into a red kind of colour. But you can see that it begins to hit more of the white. And when it hits a white, it tends to actually give us more of a kind of a pastel colour. So I want to kind of get a little bit more of this colour. So perhaps if you come to the front, kneel down, do the similar shot. Let me just light this just a little bit more for you. And if you can, just try and get, let's just tilt this a little bit. Can you get a little bit of this here as well? Yeah, so a little bit of an angle. Let's see what we're going to do. So crop above the knee, give you a little bit of space towards the right, or let's go to horizontal mode and do it. Let's have a quick shot. No rush, she's stiff now. She is now a mannequin. Faceless, with no emotion, she's now trying not to laugh. There you go. Okay, so let's have a little look. Now, how do you, it's going to be nice, but it's okay. It took a little bit long, we lost all that colour. Can you see? It's really not hitting the part that we want. Let's bring it down more. Let's really hit the grey behind here. Let's make sure it's going to fire. But can you see how it's flat lit? Do you remember I talked about at the beginning? It's in there, yeah? The key thing is keep the 45-degree position, but move it, because she's looking towards here, let's move the light towards there. Or we could have got her to look towards the other side and get the same shot. Let's have a go, shall we? Let's do it. Try and get more of that grey in for me if you can, or we'll move her. Brilliant, how was that? The only thing we didn't do was what, do you think? We didn't measure the light, did we? Do you remember? We should have measured that light. It's bad habit. And we fall into that mistake so often. And pros do, mate, honestly. So let's step you up here a little bit. Let's get you out that light. Let's bring this light up towards you. Let's again meter that once more. I've just got this little test button. Switching it on again. Metering towards the light source. 2.5. Oh, that's not going. Let me just switch that off. Okay, so remember, this is absolutely essential for us. Otherwise, if we don't do this, we're going to get an overexposed image, and I'm going to look like an idiot, and so will Matthew. And we definitely don't want to look like an idiot. That's 5.6. Let's do it. Right, this is the very last shot ever in your life. The very last photograph. She's going to fall off a cliff. We need to make it count. Let's have a look. Did it fire is the key thing? I think it did. Excellent. But we want that red there, isn't it? So let's bring, it's not going to be the last shot, it's going to be the last shot but one. Because I really want to bring that light in. And all I'm trying to do is just bring a little bit more kind of red into that scene there. You've got to try and keep the consistency of the shot. Last shot, but let's do exactly the same thing. And we'll be able to get a brilliant shot with it. Excellent. Round of applause for Matthew, please. He gets a year's subscription to us. And a budding young photographer. Don't kiss the model. Behave yourself. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that kind of quickie. Uncle Ray is ill, so he's not going to be on at 4 o'clock. We'll do a quick demo on the stage, on our stand, I should say, just after 5 past 4, where we'll take another young photographer and get some great shots of Cassie. So thanks very much. If this is your last show, thank you very much for being at the Gadget show. This is my last day, so I'm going home later on. But we'll be back on our stand for a quickie demo in around about 35 minutes' time. See you next time. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.